Greetings, Bull Nation, and welcome to the MNWAA Network. I'm your host, Desiree George, and this is the Bull RoundUp Special Community Leadership Edition. Today, I am here with Mr. Pierre Ruthledge, a lovely community member of Miami, Florida, Liberty City, a friend of the Bull family. So, Mr. Ruthledge, you do a lot. You work with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, chair of the Miami Black Affairs Advisory Board, and a whole host of other things. But that's my perspective of who you are. Tell the viewers who you are.
Thank you for having me, first of all. I was wondering who you were talking about. I'm just a vessel, a kid who grew up in this neighborhood within a mile of Miami Northwestern, who this community poured everything into. And I'm just a byproduct of their hard work. Many of them are not here. However, I am, and I'm here to be a spokesperson as I stand on the shoulders of many of those that come before us. People talk about the things that I do. That really doesn't matter. The most important thing to me is I'm Ada's son. I'm a product of this community, and I'm still here and able to give back to the community that gave so much to me. Yes, I'm the chair of the Black Affairs Advisory Board. Yes, I'm the chair of this, I'm the chair of that. But that is not what defines me. Okay. What defines me is, what will people say when that day comes about what I've done from my birthday to the day that I transition on. That's more important to me.
So you talked about the shoulders that you stand upon. You mentioned your mother, Ada. Who else are some of those other people that you stand upon their shoulders, that motivate you, that guide you to be the community leader that you are? Okay,
my father, Henry Ruthledge, was a force. Silent, but very, very impactful. My adopted father was Dewey Knight Jr., who was the highest ranking African-American in the county government. He lived across the street from me. And nowadays we have 5,000 role models. We started with 500, and I was a part of that, where we pour into young men trying to make strong men and expose them. Mr. Knight was my 5,000 role model. Taught me how to tie a tie. Just those things, along with my father. And many of the men and women in the community who were adamant about me doing something. It didn't necessarily have to be college. It could have been military, been going to work, but they wanted me to do something other than fall prey to the streets and end up incarcerated. So they stayed on me. A lot of times they were really tough, and I thought they were the meanest people in the world. However, now that I look back on it, I wish they were alive, because some of the major decisions that I've had to make as a father and a grandfather, I would have wanted to know, what do y'all think? You know, what do y'all think? But they're not here, so I guess I'm it. When you talk about Bill Turner, William H. Turner, the Turner Tech is named after. He was a community guy, one of the first Black to be elected to the Miami-Dade County School Board countywide. You know, I talk about my third grade teacher, Roger Cuevas, who went on to be superintendent of schools in Miami-Dade County. And I just recently saw him last month. So, you know, Miss Mary Louise Thomas, who was over the Girl Scouts and the Brownies, who lived on 63rd Street right off of 12th Avenue. Miss Clara Knight, Mr. Knight's wife, and Dewey, and Lil Dewey, and Patrick, and all these people were part of it. Now, on the other side, I had friends who are still my friends. I love them to life. We got to a point where there's a fork in the road and decisions had to be made. My decision was, I'm going to college. I'm gonna make this happen. They weren't so sure. And, you know, 40 years fast forward, I know where to find them, they know where to find me. I'm not judgmental. They took a different track, but they're my brothers, they're my sisters, and some of them are products of Miami Northwestern in this community.
Well, speaking of Miami Northwestern, as a community member, you spoke about growing up around the corner. You mentioned many names of people who also grew up in this area. When you hear the name Miami Northwestern, what does it mean to you?
It's a sense of national pride. No matter where you go,
Absolutely.
Folks say, you're from Miami. Did you go to Northwestern?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the first question.
Yep.
It's a rich history. I mean, we're going back to 1955, which was the first new high school after integration. Mm-hmm. Okay, Miami Northwestern, and it's just not known for athletics. A lot of people who are not part of this bull, they point to athletics. Right. But this has been a hub and an incubator for academics, for free thinking, for the arts, for community activism. I mean, got 2 school board members.
Yep.
Miami Northwestern graduates. You have Keon Hardeman on the county commission, Miami Northwestern graduate. So in all facets of, I happen to attend Florida A&M University, which in my opinion, out of the 4 HBCUs here in the state of Florida, is number 1. There's not many people can say that they were part of anything that was number 1. In the School of Business Industry, we were the number 1 School of Business Industry in the whole country. And as a member of the Marching 100, we were the number 1 marching band in the country, not just an HBCU band. While I was there, we won the Sutler Award and had the opportunity of having Dr. Shelby Chipman as my roommate my freshman and sophomore years, and he's now director of bands and a graduate of Miami Northwestern High School.
So that's exactly why I asked you what HBCU you went to. Why I'm not a Rattler. I was on the PWI side, but I was in Tedley at Florida State across the tracks. Many of the people, like you just mentioned, Dr. Shelby Chipton, that go to FAMU, they were or are Miami Northwestern graduates. We're kind of to like a feeder pattern to FAMU, but from both instances, it comes from this greatness. You talked earlier about the many programs that Miami Northwestern has. We're arts, we're academics, we're athletics, we're so many things that, as you mentioned, a lot of people don't necessarily know about. So I just wanted you to point that out. So you, again, I know you don't like to talk about all the things that you do, but you mentioned quite a few education board members. You mentioned Keon Hardeman. Have you ever considered running for office of any sort?
I mean, I operate on something called God's will.
Okay.
And if it's God's will, it's going to be done. I'm perfectly fine pouring into this community where I am. But sometimes leaders are chosen. You're voluntold. And if that day comes, then I'm going to be obedient. Okay. All right. But, you know, if you continue to do the work, not seek the accolades, then things will happen. So I know that's a crazy way of saying, I don't know. How about that?
Okay, I'll take that, because I was gonna say I don't feel like you're really answering the question there, but we'll accept that answer. So, what have been some of the favorite things that you've witnessed about Miami Northwestern, about the Alumni Association, about this community?
One thing about this Alumni Association is similar to my mother's Alumni Association. She's a graduate of Booker T. Washington back in the day.
Gotcha.
And those tornadoes, are steadfast when it comes to Booker T. Washington, as they used to call it, Booker T. Washington University, before integration, right? The Northwestern alumni are just the same. They're passionate about the school, the mission, the purpose, and it's generational. You have folks who parents and grandparents went to Northwestern, and it continues, and that's a sense of pride. When I was in school, they had the AP program, Advanced Academic Program, under the leadership of Miss Ellen Height, which basically gave a safe space where it was cool to be smart, right, at Miami Northwestern. And a lot of those kids were high achievers and have gone on to do some great things. When you talk about payback, you know, up under Veronica Swindell, Wesley, look what came out of Northwestern. Yeah. When you start talking about the magnet programs that are now here, when you want to talk about the arts and Barry Jenkins and folks who grew up in this community who have done great things. You want to talk about civic, you want to talk about federal judge Rodney Smith, who was a student of Miami Northwestern of very little means who had a dream. And his dream has become a reality. He's a federal judge for life. And he's a proud alum of Miami Northwestern. So Northwestern is more than just sports.
Yep.
All right? It's academics. Yes. It's community. It's civic passion. So when you talk about Miami Northwestern, it's the whole village that everybody comes together with a sense of pride that has gone on since 1955.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Pride, tradition, and excellence since 1955. That's yesterday and forever. That's all the different phrases that we
But let me tell
say
you,
in Miami Northwestern.
with all of that, when you're on top, when you have a sense of tradition, you also become a target. Because everybody looks for you to be number one every year, right? And that's practically impossible. We all wake up and have bad days, okay? But even during the bad days of Miami Northwestern, we got it, we're here, we own it,
right?
And we're gonna be better.
Exactly.
Don't count us out. We're never gonna quit.
Never.
And as a community, we're not gonna allow you to quit. And I think one of the proudest moments that I have every year, the alumni honor one or two people who were not Miami Northwestern alumni. And I'm proud to say that I hold that distinction. It means a lot. It means a lot to be honored, to be recognized for work in the community by the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for the work that you do in this community that led you to be honored. Now, you have dropped a lot of history on us. A lot of knowledge about alumni of Miami Northwestern that honestly some alumni themselves don't know. So how did you come to know all of this information?
You know, it's kind of crazy, and I still do it now. The old adage, I go sit up under the tree.
Okay.
And there's on 18th Avenue, not far from here was a tree of knowledge. And all you got to do, as a kid, I used to do that. I used to sit and just listen, right? You learn a lot by being quiet. And so those folks who knew the history used to be proud and used to talk about the history. And I was like a sponge. Right? So in order to figure out what a community is doing, you got to come into the community. And I challenge all alum of Miami Northwestern, whether you live in Miami or not, come by the school. There are great things going on here. Just pop in, say I'm an alum. You know, I was in the area. Show that pride, because it's easier when you see it yourself. When you see, like I came in here today and kids were all moving around. Everybody's going, the whole village is doing things, but you're in an academic environment. There's no shootings. There's no fights. There are no arguments. It's academic learning going on in an academic environment.
Right.
Now, the sports start after school. That's extracurricular activities. But right now, I mean, I'm seeing young men, young women of all races getting it in.
Yeah.
And when I see that energy, I know that things are going to be all right.
Yeah.
So just as alumni, just stop by. You know, Bull Nation is still alive and well. Check in, take a picture in front of the school, put it on social media, have a sense of pride. But when you do that, we'll know that you checked in and you stamped the book, that you come back. You know, because you don't want folks to say, well, I haven't been back to Northwest since I graduated, but I'm a bull.
Right.
Show me your love.
Yeah.
Just come through. We're not asking for anything. Just come and support. And you never know, while you're here, you may find something that piques your attention that you want to support.
Absolutely. I'm in this chair right now because I showed up to just one alumni association meeting, and this is what it's led to, something that we've never done before in the alumni association, but that is making a huge impact and a huge wave, and we're doing a lot for Miami Northwestern and the Alumni Association through this marketing and public relations committee and through people like yourself. So if you could see one thing happen for Miami Northwestern right now, no questions asked, what would it be?
One thing, the school, in terms of aesthetics and our programs, our athletics, it took a whole lot to get that track done out there. It looks great. What I see is we're going to have to be open to change in our community. I knew everybody on my block, and it was because either you rode a bicycle, you went on skates, you had a skateboard. There was no Uber, there was no electric scooters and all that kind of stuff. Or you walked. Right. And the neighborhood has changed.
Yeah.
Either we're going to embrace that change or we're going to get left behind. We promise that every kid that wants a free public education can walk into these doors of Miami Northwestern. Well, the community's changing and there's some other ethnic races, and that's a good thing because Northwestern has always been resilient. It's always been adaptive, where when change comes, they can handle it. I just would say to the Northwestern family, brace for change. It's not coming, it's here. And you're gonna see bulls come out, and their last name won't be Rutledge, Brown, Johnson, Smith. It might be Perez, Alvarez, but they're bulls. So we've done it since 1955. It's a long time. We need to do it for another 50, 60 years as well. So that's the only thing that I would bring. Be adaptive to change, embrace it, and use that to make this whole community called Northwestern a better place to learn, serve as teachers and employees, and as alumni to come back and support.
That was amazing. Thank you for your words and for your time, and again for what you do for our community and for this institution of Miami Northwestern. You said Booker T used to call themselves Booker T Washington University, but we here at Miami Northwestern are definitely a university as well, an institution. We talked about the different programs that we have here, the different impact that we've had on the community and will continue to have. Because as you said, Miami Northwestern is very resilient. But your call to us is to be proactive instead of reactive and continue to adapt with the change as we always have been. So,
and to Bull Nation, we're in a competitive market now. There are charter schools, there are private schools that are competing for public dollars, competing for our students. I leave you with this, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart, and it sounds cliche-ish, but it's appropriate for times like this. If not Miami Northwestern, then who? If not now, then when? Bull Nation, stand up.
You heard it, Bull Nation, from Mr. Pierre Ruthledge. Stand up.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the MNWAA Network.